Okay, ladies, so I'm back again with another vlog update. Just want to real talk, all talk. Symphony's asleep, and I got me a little bit of wine, just basically relaxing before I head to bed because it's getting a little bit late. So, I wanted to speak to you ladies, especially when I started 40 weeks to go. It was basically about what I've dealt with, like dealing with the losses and trying to reach that 40 weeks to go. And I think as soon as that, after I had Symphony, a lot of things happened. You know, the whole 411 with, you know, what I'm dealing with the postpartum and dealing with my hubby and all of this other stuff. So I want to get back on track with trying to encourage a lot of you ladies out there who have experienced loss, postpartum, whatever it may be. I just want to basically discuss and talk and whatever. There's some videos that I have not done because if you've been following me for a long time, you remember when my editing was on the one. But because of my computer situation, I'm limited. So I still want to put it out there, and I'm going to start doing that. You know, I believe that there are a lot of us that have a lot of things in common, and one thing that we really have in common is basically trying to be mothers. You know, not all of us have experienced losses, but me, Mona, I have experienced a loss, and now I can truly honestly say I've experienced going full term, and now I have a daughter. Now, I think it is some videos out there about the do's and the don'ts when don'ts what not to say to a mother that has dealt with a loss. One thing that I hated is God knows what he's doing. Oh, you'll have another one, like as if that baby can be replaceable. You're not even replaceable. I'm not replaceable. You're not even one in a million. You're just like no other being. You cannot ever be replaced. God is so, I mean, he's just so big and so beyond our mind, our imagination, that he made one person. Nobody could ever be like you. So that baby is never, ever going to be replaceable. And so these are some of the things that a lot of my friends and I have dealt with when we went through our losses. Like one of my girlfriends, I know friends that dealt with a loss, and then their friends would be like, could you throw my baby shower? Or call them, what should I do about my baby? And they just dealt with a loss. Or, why aren't you happy for me? How could she be happy when she just dealt with a loss? And the way I explained it to my friend Anna is like, it's like just as if I had a son and you had a son, and our sons went out to war, but your son came back and my son died, and yet you have this homecoming party for your son and you want me to go to it. I'm happy for you, but I'm in mourning. So if you're the other person on the other side of this, never ask someone who just dealt with a loss to do things for you. You have to be very mindful of their feelings. Very mindful of their feelings. And I'm not saying you don't share, because at the same time, you want to make sure that you're not withholding things and turning your back on this person, or making this person feel like, oh, you didn't make it, so you're a plague. I mean, trust me. If I could write a book, a lot of my friends, we dealt with that. People in the job, people next door. And I remember saying, that's okay, because you know what, next time, we're going to be with the ones with the big belly. So I just wanted to give you ladies some encouragement that have just went through a loss and never ever had children, or even experienced it, or even wanting to have children with the significant other that you're with. Keep pushing through, because everybody has their day. And I had to wait over 3 years until it was finally my day. Some women have actually endured 10. And I'm like, oh, some women have endured more or less than that. Some women deal with the IVF journeys or everything like that. But I just wanted to say this for those. Just watch what you say and be very mindful of what you say. I've had people be in my ear and don't even realize you're talking about me in my ear by saying, my sister and you can't even have babies and I ain't even right. And I'm like, but I can have children. I just had a difficulty with my cervix carrying the full term. And I would feel like, Dad, like, do you not have any discretion of what you're saying about me to me? So I just wanted to randomly put that out there. Be very mindful of what you say to women who've dealt with a loss. Also, let's say, for instance, that if a woman has just got the news that her cervix is opening or her water has broke, it ain't over until the fat lady sing. But one thing that I find is very helpful and very truthful to say, because I had to come into the terms when I was pregnant with Harmony, is I'm going to enjoy this baby while this baby is in me right now. So instead of saying, I'm so sorry, before this baby is even come, because you never know what can happen. Just say, look, I don't care what tomorrow look like. I don't care what next week. You live for today and right now, and you be grateful for the baby that's in you right now. Now, for the women who, and I should do another video on this maybe, but for those who have just dealt with a loss, whether your water broke, whether you just had this loss last week, last month, a couple of months ago, it's still fresh. You know what I'm talking about. Cry. Get it all out. Scream, kick, do whatever you can, just as long as it's legal, and that you're not going to hurt yourself or any around you, and don't be going around stealing other people's babies. I'm only saying that because I've seen movies like that. Just get it out of your system, okay? And then when you are ready again, try again. You know, it is going to hurt. All types of things are going to happen. When I reflect a lot, when I look at Symphony, I am hurt. I am still hurt about my Melody, my Harmony, my baby Hans. I'm so grateful to finally see this bundle of joy and realize, oh my gosh. But it makes me even more cringe, like that line that held my daughter in. And I thank Dr. George Davis for that. For him just saying, he was the only doctor that said, yeah, you'll be at the top of the food chain. He was the only doctor that said, go ahead out and try for a baby. And you know what? It gave me hope. It gave me faith. And I realized that God wants something good for me. And God, no good thing will God withhold. Some of us, there is a certain type of cross that we have to bear. Some people have to bear with other issues that's going on with their life. But some of us, we had this issue with dealing with carrying a full term. Others, infidelity, and a lot of other, not infidelity. Ooh, why did I say infidelity? Infertility, but a lot of us, we just have to bear that cross. And it's not over until you say it's over. It's never over. And I thank God, because I'm going to tell you something. Last year, I was pregnant. And I was showing Symphony. I said, look at you, you a little peanut. And she was all laughing. I don't think she understand what I was saying. But the year before then, I was mourning. And I was still keeping hold of his promises. And looking at Symphony, I said to myself, Jack, I would love a lot of children. I love being a full-time mom. I was always a mom, but a full-time mom, I enjoy every bit of it. Her cries, this, that, and the third. I'd be like, Symphony, wait for mommy, wait a minute. But I enjoy it because I remember when there were no cries. There were no cries. So I think for me, that's the reason why postpartum, of course, we get it, little specks here and there. It didn't hit me as much because I'm so consumed into this is what I wanted, and I'm grateful for that. I am very, 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 very grateful for it. So getting back to what I'm saying is the do's and the don'ts of what to ask. If somebody, family members or friends who just had a loss, don't be calling them bragging about your pregnancy. Yeah, girl, I hear feeling kicked, this and the third. And they just had a loss 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 1 month ago. Girl, you think you can go pick up that cake? Oh, girl, what you gonna do with all your baby stuff? Don't be rude. Do not be rude. And if you know somebody that's like that, send them this video. Do not be rude. They just dealt with a loss. Come on now. Have sense. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that out there. So I feel like doing another video. So these are the do's and the don'ts and what not to say to a woman who just had a loss. And there's another video out there that goes into depths of, God had a plan. God does have a plan, but I honestly feel like I won't really understand it until the good Lord calls me home. And then I'm like, oh, I see. But what does not hurt us will make us stronger. Some of us. Because you have some people out there that can't take it. They commit suicide. They do random crazy acts because of the hurt and the pain, because it can consume you. But keep in mind, you have to be very, very, you have to be understanding that not everybody is ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you know, I had people on 40 weeks to go. They saw all of these babies being born, and they was just like, I just can't take it. I understand. I couldn't watch some videos because I remember for the 3rd year, I was watching them over and over again, and my pregnancy has seemed then to stop at 20 weeks. But then now we'll always see the babies growing, and it will always remind me of how old my baby is supposed to be. So, but the thing about it is that some women that saw my walk, some women that saw what I was going through, they send me words of encouragement. I'm praying for you, Mona. It's going to be okay, Mona. And don't give up and things like that. And I'm so sorry for your loss. But it was never anything that was thrown. Girl, what you going to do with all that baby stuff you bought? You think you can send that stuff my way? I remember, too, also, too, don't ask a woman. And I guess it depends, because some women who went through a loss, they like to share photos of their babies, and some of these groups allow them and some don't. But if you never dealt with the loss, don't ask to see the babies, because you have to understand that some of these babies are undeveloped. And I don't care what anyone says, even though some women like to post them, but the reason why I never post my daughter's photos other than their feet and things is because that's honestly, they're my babies they were on their deathbed pretty much. They were dying. There's nothing sweet about my baby dying. Now, if they're at their fullest and they're alive and well, then yeah. And I'm not downing anyone who is sharing that, because when I do see photos of babies that are undeveloped and that are passing away at 20 weeks, and my heart reaches out because I understand it. I've had to hold my babies like that. I had to identify them through email, so I understand that. But also, I would say to those who never dealt with that, or even if so, that's a real personal thing. Don't ask, can I see what the baby look like? Or take the photo and re-put it. But that's social media. So I just wanted to put it out there, the do's and the don'ts of what not to say to a woman who is dealing with the loss, who dealt with the loss, who's going through it. Give words of encouragement and just be an ear. Is there anything you need? Are you okay? Just listen. Just listen. Just listen. Just listen. And yeah. So I'm encouraging you ladies that have just dealt with the loss. Look, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt like hell. It's going to hurt like hell. It is. It's going to hurt. It is going to hurt. Especially when you had plans for this baby. When you saw the future of this baby. It's going to hurt. But this too shall pass. The pain, it will pass. The scar is going to last forever. But the pain, it will pass.